Hey everyone, Nigel and Luke here, and welcome to another edition of Crimes of the Week International. Before we get to today's video, we're excited to announce that our official Patreon page is now live. Patrons will receive exclusive extended editions of each one of our Crimes of the Week and Crimes of the Week International videos. So if you want even more crime news coverage, head over to patreon.com/crimezone.
Residents in the English village of Stanwell are reportedly living in fear this week after a series of incidents in which houses, cars, and people were hit with flying stones. Surrey police say that they began to receive calls about the flying stones last weekend and were targeted themselves when they went to investigate a report this Monday. When they arrived at the scene, they were pelted with the flying objects, with one stone managing to smash the side view mirror of a police car. Authorities say that they are not sure whether the stones are being thrown or launched with the help of a device, but believe whoever is responsible may be using some sort of catapult due to the fact that 2 or 3 stones seem to be falling at a time. They also believe that the projectiles are likely being launched from a nature preserve behind some of the village's houses. Some residents have reportedly started wearing bicycle helmets when leaving their homes in case they're hit by the stones. The projectiles have also allegedly caused significant amount of damage to local property. Authorities say they are currently patrolling the nature preserve and are using drones to attempt to pinpoint where the stones are being launched from. Anyone with information about the culprits is encouraged to contact the Surrey police.
Authorities in South Africa's Northwest Province say that the bodies of 20 people have been found this week, all of whom are believed to have been workers in the country's illegal mining trade. The gruesome discoveries began on Monday, when 5 of the bodies were found outside a disused gold mine shaft near the town of Orkney, roughly 200 kilometers southwest of Johannesburg. According to police, 15 more bodies were found the following day along Ariston Road, near the railway line. Investigators say that they are currently trying to determine causes of death, but have reported that some of the bodies were found wrapped in white plastic bags and had severe burns. Illegal mining is a well-known problem in South Africa, employing tens of thousands of people commonly referred to as zama-zamas, or those who try their luck. These operations are usually run by crime syndicates, who normally work out of disused or abandoned mine shafts left over from legitimate mining companies. Not only do these illegal activities cost the country roughly $1 billion per year, the illicit mining operations are extremely dangerous, both in terms of the job itself and the gang activity it attracts. Police say that they have opened an inquest into the 20 recent deaths and have received calls to intensify their efforts to crack down on illegal mining operations throughout the country.
Hong Kong police say that they are investigating a suspected murder-suicide case after a woman was killed with a meat cleaver and her husband was found dead at the base of their apartment building. According to reports, the 66-year-old man, who has been referred to only by his last name of Leung, was found at the foot of the Tuen Mun Tower block just after 3:40 a.m. on Monday. He was discovered by a passerby who reported the death to police. When authorities went to search the apartment where he and his wife had lived for 40 years, they discovered that the 60-year-old woman had been brutally attacked with a knife. She had sustained fatal injuries to her neck, and a 30-centimeter meat cleaver was lying next to her in bed. Police say that prior to the gruesome incident, the couple had been happily married by all accounts, and that neither had any history of mental health issues, nor were there any reports of domestic violence in the relationship. Still, given that there were no signs of a break-in or anything else to suggest that a third party was involved, they suspect that the case is a murder-suicide and that Leung killed his wife before jumping to his death.
A monk in Thailand's Chonburi province says that he is offering a reward for the return of his missing turtles, which he claims were stolen from his temple earlier this week. According to reports, Phra Kru Sengkarak is offering 10,000 baht, or roughly $320 for the return of the turtles, between 70 and 80 of which were stolen from the Samet temple by suspects in a car under the cover of darkness. Though Sengkarak has not identified the species of the stolen turtles, he says that they are ancient and that they have lived with him on the grounds of the temple for many years. It is believed that around 7 or 8 of the turtles are nearly 100 years old. Sankarik says that he has not made an official police report yet, and that at this point is simply reaching out to the media in the hope that getting his story out will result in the return of his beloved reptiles. In a recent statement to a local news outlet, he said that he was deeply saddened by the situation and that he had raised the animals for most of his life and that they were valuable members of the temple community. Sankarik is reportedly well known in the community for his charitable acts. 4 years ago, he won 30 million baht, or roughly $950,000 in the Thai National Lottery, and has since used the money to help others, as well as to pay for renovations and other expenses at several needy temples in the local area.
Authorities in the Indian state of Uttar Pradesh say that they have arrested a man for the murder of his fiancée just 5 days before they were set to get married. According to police, the man, who has been identified only as Jitin, called his fiancée Tina on Monday, asking her to meet him to go shopping ahead of the wedding. She was last seen by her family at around 11 a.m. when her mother dropped her off at a nearby bus station. Around 2:30 p.m. that same day, Tina's lifeless body was found just outside of Moradabad, lying on the road shortly before Jitin returned home alone. Police are currently conducting an autopsy of Tina's body, but have said that she was strangled to death. While authorities say that Jitin committed the crime because he did not want to marry Tina, they believe this is only a partial explanation. Tina's family claims that the marriage was not arranged, so if Jitin didn't really want to marry her, he could have simply called the wedding off. Police say their investigation is ongoing.
Authorities in Santa Marta, Colombia, say that they have arrested a 27-year-old man this week after he allegedly pretended to be a professional soccer player in order to scam a number of people and businesses while traveling through the country. According to reports, Bernio Jordan Enzo Verhagen first made his way through the city of Cartagena, pulling the scheme there before arriving in Santa Marta. In both cities, he posed as a member of a European soccer team in order to convince people to give him access to luxury goods and accommodations on credit. The scam was reportedly quite convincing, and Verhagen was allegedly able to produce several authentic-looking photos of himself signing contracts, appearing with team managers and players, and holding a jersey. During his travels, Verhagen spent the night in high-end hotels, rented yachts, and enjoyed expensive meals without having to hand over any cash up front. He told the various people and businesses he dealt with that because he was a foreign traveler, it would take a while for him to be able to access his money in Colombia. Since everyone believed he was an international soccer star, they assumed he was good for the money. However, Verhagen's luck ran out when he sought the company of sex workers, who, unlike the gullible businesses he dealt with, demanded payment in cash. The whole thing blew up in a tourist resort area, where the alleged fraudster was loudly exposed, and police had to intervene to stop him from being attacked. When authorities took Verhagen into custody, they soon realized that this was far from the first run-in he had had with the law. The Dutch citizen had been convicted of fraud in Denmark and had also been involved in an alleged kidnapping in Chile. However, no active warrants were out for his arrest in either of these countries. As a result, Santa Marta Metropolitan Police are now urging any person or business owner who was scammed by Verhagen to come forward and press charges. Otherwise, they say, they will have no choice but to let him go.
Authorities in Queensland say that a 53-year-old woman has been arrested and is facing numerous charges this week after she allegedly attacked and killed her estranged husband outside his apartment building. The brutal incident reportedly unfolded in the city of Newmarket on Wednesday night when 51-year-old Kerry Rooney returned from a night out with his 10-year-old son. Police say that he was ambushed by his ex-wife, Benita Vivian Koo, who had been hiding out in the stairwell of his apartment. After spraying Kerry in the face with bleach, witnesses say that Koo stabbed him multiple times in the back, torso, hands, legs, and neck. When a neighbor tried to intervene with a baseball bat, Koo allegedly pulled a toy gun on him, which looked convincing enough for him to run away. When police arrived, they found Kerry dead at the scene, and Koo was taken into custody. It was reported that they had previously been married and had a child together, but that the relationship had ended more than 5 years ago. Koo appeared in court Thursday morning and has been charged with murder and 2 counts of assault causing bodily harm. During the proceedings, the prosecution referred to the attack as premeditated, brutal, and unhinged.
Authorities in the Brazilian state of Goiás say that hundreds of officers are currently on the hunt for a man believed to be behind the murders of a family of 4. The man, who has been identified as Lazaro Barbosa, reportedly killed the man and his 2 sons in their house during an attempted robbery last week. The man's wife was also kidnapped during the crime, and her body was found 3 days later. Since then, Barbosa has also allegedly been involved in numerous other crimes, taking another family hostage that was later safely released, setting a car on fire, and engaging in a shootout with police where one officer was grazed in the head by a bullet. At the time of this recording, more than 200 officers are currently searching for Barbosa, combing through rural areas of the state on the ground while a helicopter searches from above. According to reports, Barbosa was already a wanted criminal before this latest terrifying incident, and previously had been accused of murder and armed robbery. He was arrested in 2007, but escaped from jail 10 days later. That brings us to the end of this edition of Crimes of the Week International. If you're a fan of the new series, don't forget to tell us in the comments section below. While you're there, make sure to subscribe to Crime Zone for more true crime content like this, making sure to hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our latest videos. Thank you for watching.